Welcome to Collecting with Carlin. Today's guest, Upper Deck co-founder and former California Angels pitcher, DeWayne Buice. Hey, it's Chris Carlin with PSA. Today I am here with a hobby legend, and you probably don't know what a big deal he is, but without you, I don't think we'd have the trading card industry that we have today, because this is DeWayne Buice, and DeWayne was a former pitcher for the California Angels who helped bring us this. DeWayne, how did it all happen?
Well, I was looking for a Chinese food restaurant one night and looked it up in the phone book, and there was one on State College and La Palma, right by Anaheim. Matter of fact, you can see Anaheim, you can see the parking lot from there. And the restaurant was closed down, so I walked next door, was a baseball card shop, and a guy named Bill Hemrick was running the shop, who ended up being with us in the Upper Deck company. Yeah. And he recognized me as soon as I walked in and asked me if I could do some autograph sessions for him. And then about 6 or 7 months later, he called me up and says, "We've got an idea for a baseball card, but the Players Association just keeps slamming the door in our face. Yeah. Can you help us?" And I said, "Well, not for free. I won't help you. For 10%, I'll have 10% of the company. I'll be more than happy to do everything I can to help you." Yeah. And I didn't go to the front door. I went to the penthouse. I called Mr. Don Fear, and actually got a hold of Mark Belanger instead. And they were still had trepidations about starting a new company.
Yeah.
Because
you don't want to upset the apple cart, right?
They didn't want to, whichever metaphor you want to use, kill the golden goose, sink the boat. Yeah. But when they saw the prototype cards, it changed everything. Okay. It changed their minds about everything.
So let's talk about that. And we'll open this box. This box was generously provided by Pastime Sports in Vancouver, BC. So thanks to Ken and his amazing team up there. But it was just so different. But you started out with these, correct? These little prototypes. And the stories about these are really interesting, because these were the two cards that were used, but this isn't at Angel Stadium. Where was this taken?
Actually, mine was at Angel Stadium in the bullpen.
Okay.
And And this was a photo that was previously taken. The face was a photo that was previously taken that year. VJ Lavarro was our photographer. Rest in peace. He passed away. But and this was taken at Cal State Fullerton, because they were doing the Mickey Thompson's off-road race, and all the stadium was covered with plywood and whoop-de-doos and all kinds of stuff like that. So we went to Cal State Fullerton, and on this card right here, Wally had a pole coming out of the top of his head, and this is before I still don't know anything about computers, to be honest, but
they were able to take it out.
We had 5 computers the size of washing machines, and miraculously they erased. I had a chewing tobacco thing on the back of my that I was in my pants, and I didn't want to be influencing kids to do chewing tobacco. So I said, "If you could do that, can you get rid of this chewing tobacco thing on my?" And they say, "Oh yeah."
That's hilarious.
So that's how that started.
So people have always been interested in these. These were distributed at the National Sports Collectors Convention?
Yeah, the very first one. And I took mine, and as a good representative of the company, I gave away hundreds and hundreds and hundreds.
Yeah. And these still command a pretty significant value. The interesting thing with these is the differences in the cards. And some have a hologram on top, some have a hologram on bottom, some it goes all the way to the bottom.
And one on top goes all the way to the top.
Yeah. So tell me about the differences here, because it was very early in hologram technology, right?
Yeah. The first card, the hologram was a square hologram on the top. And it was situated so when you cut the card, it actually made 2 holograms. So
got it.
So the next card in the sheet would have a hologram as well. but they found that it flaked. The hologram would flake off.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know why they did this. They did change, they put an oval shape on the top of the one that they moved they moved the next hologram to the bottom, but they still did the same, cut it right off. And it still flaked, just like it did before.
Yeah.
So then they came up and said, well, we're just going to have to put an individual hologram on each one because we can't have, the holograms flaking off. These things have got to be perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
And so we ended up with this one. Right there with the hologram on the bottom, but it doesn't go all the way to the edge.
Now, another huge thing that people don't understand is when you saw these packs, they just look different. And one of the main reasons was the back. It wasn't sealed by wax anymore. These were actually foil sealed.
Foil, yeah.
And it's sealed in a foil pack and crimped like still they are to this day.
And
Talk to me about that. Why was this important?
Because they were steaming them open.
Yes.
Opening up the cards, picking out the ones they want, throwing in a bunch of duds,
junk,
and then sealing them back again
so
without
this
showing anything.
Tamper resistant.
We made everything tamper resistant.
Made such a big deal. Such a big deal. So
we were also selling the cards for a lot more than all the other companies. So we had to go the extra mile.
Yeah. All right, let's open up a couple packs and
Certainly.
talk a little bit more.
I'm gonna get a Ken
these.
Griffey Jr. right now. Oh, here's one even better. One of my favorite people in the world, Nolan Ryan.
Yeah. Now, this card is so famous in the hobby because of this.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me what was going on. Like, it was so different to try something like this back then.
That all had to do with the photography and stuff like that and the computer. And like I'm a Luddite, so I can't tell you how they did that. But that's one fine man, I can tell you that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm sure he was an inspiration to you growing up as a pitcher.
Yes, right? He was. Being right here with the Angels, I actually got to see him throw a no-hitter on television, and then the next start, he went 8 innings without giving up a hit, and then lost the game.
That's the Angels for us.
Oh my goodness, I'm seeing so many.
Now, what do you think about these going off? To start off doing the hologram stickers.
Well, I thought they were. I'd never seen a hologram before.
So you were like, this is great.
So I used to look at. I'm serious. I didn't look at the cards. I would sit there and just marvel at these things.
Yeah.
How you can turn it and it'll change color like a rainbow and all that.
Yeah, people are still love those and romanticize those to this day.
And this guy I played with in the Oakland organization, Keith Atherton.
Good dude?
Great guy.
Yeah. Now, this little rookie logo was so cool and really helped kind of define the set. Do you remember much about that, how that came to be?
Hey, look at that.
That's got to be loaded.
That's the prettiest card of the whole bunch. I'll get my hand off this guy's face because, gosh, he looks great.
Yeah, we got to get that graded. That's awesome.
And here is my best friend, one of my best friends, Chili Davis.
Yeah.
Who I grew up with playing.
Now, DeWayne, was he the one who had the card where he's actually holding the card?
No, that was Gary Pettis.
Gary Pettis, that's right.
That was Gary.
That was awesome.
Gary lives here in San Clemente.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I didn't get any rookie cards. Gary Reedus, this guy got a home run off me in AA one time.
Remember this guy? I collected a lot of Chris Sabo back in the day.
Oh, I like Sabo too with those crazy glasses.
Yeah. And then, okay, we're about to talk about the color photography, front and back. Like that was your idea to have a picture on the back. It was my idea to have a picture on the back, and what I wanted to have was ghost printing, so like a white print on it in the back instead of a black printing. And but they ended up making a little. And they said, "Well, what if the guy's played 15 years?" I said, "Just put his last 5 years, and then Major League totals in." Yeah. Did you get any pushback from the league on that or anything?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I thought that really kept it clean. Hey, look what I got.
Mr. Popularity.
That is awesome.
Number 41 in his back, number 1 in your heart.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, gosh, Mark McGuire, this guy scares me. He hit one so hard off me, almost knocked the stadium down.
Yeah, this is a great, great photo. Like, every McGuire collector just loves this card.
I got a baseball card with the Bash. I got two, not baseball card, I got 2 autographed baseballs with the Bash brothers on them.
Okay. How scary was it having to face Jose Canseco and Mark McGuire?
It was more scary to face him Dave Winfield because he didn't like me to begin with.
Dave Winfield seems like he likes most people. What'd you do?
I struck him out a few times.
That'll do it.
That'll do it.
That'll do it.
And I guess I used to do this every time I'd strike somebody out, and I never knew it.
Oh, it was just like a nonverbal, like
yeah,
you just,
got that one done.
Yeah.
But you never talk to the other team or anything.
It's frowned upon.
My rookie manager said you don't kick a sleeping dog.
That's right. That's right. But the photography on the back, it was so cool and so different, and just really kind of defined this new era of baseball cards.
And I wanted one side with a face on it and an action shot on the other. That was my main goal with that.
Yeah, well, you got it, my friend.
See, there's Bob Horner. You got his face there, and there's an action shot there.
Yeah.
Alvin Davis, my goodness, some good men here. Dickie Schofield.
Little Benito Santiago. How important is a catcher to you?
As many balls as I bounced, very, very, very important.
You like a good backstop back
Yes,
there.
I did. I like somebody that wasn't afraid to block the ball because chances are it was going to be hitting the dirt.
Now, the hologram was the last... Oh, you know what? The element we haven't talked about is the card stock.
Again, you got me again.
Killing it.
How about that?
So,
And
this
it's not
card
just
stock,
because I'm the best looking guy.
this premium white card stock, DeWayne.
That cost $1 million a roll. We had to buy it in Italy.
Are you serious?
Serious.
So, you guys must have been like, do we do this? Do we not do this?
We had to go all in.
Yeah.
When we went in, we had to go all. I mean, yeah, we had the right
roll.
team. We had the right team set up to do it.
Yeah. Gosh, that's crazy. And they look so, I mean, it felt so different to what Topps had out there and other companies
McGuire
had
card
out
there.
And it really just makes it stand out.
And they changed.
Here's a former Angel for you, little Kirk McCaskill.
Kurt, what a great guy. He and I we'd love to go watch Ellen DeGeneres. Before she was famous, we'd go see her at the Laugh Stop all the time.
Oh, really? Yeah. So do you remember that first facility for Upper Deck? Where was it? It was
Yorba Linda.
Yorba Linda.
Yeah. Man, they outgrew that in seconds.
Yeah.
I think before they started, I think they
Moved down to
realized they didn't
Carlsbad.
have enough room.
Yeah. Pretty amazing. Okay, I got to ask you about one of the more famous cards in this set, an error card, which featured a reverse negative from the Braves, Dale Murphy.
Oh, that's right. We did screw up a Murphy card
So,
as well.
was this planned or was it a mipstake? Or
It was.
What happened with
after,
those reverse
It
negatives?
was after the Ripken card.
Yeah.
The
F-face.
F-face card. Yeah.
Did you think that Ripken card was a planted thing?
Oh no! I thought it was. I think Ripken planned it. I know.
Yeah.
I know Billy. He's crazy. I know he planned it. But I don't think anybody saw it.
Fleer understood what it was. Yeah. So, do you think those reverse negatives weren't planned?
They could have very well, because we had 6 of them, I think. Total.
Yeah.
That's a little much.
Yeah.
So, I think you got 2 Chili Davises.
Two Chili Davis in the same pack. Yeah. Well, I think at the time, sequencing-wise,
and that
you tried to use random sequencing.
Oh, that was so difficult.
Which allowed for there to be duplicates in a pack, but at the same time, it made it so special because it wasn't the same. People used to know that on this one, it'll be the rookie will be fourth down on the right or what have you, the key card. So by utilizing this random sequencing, it really kind of changed the game a little bit.
Random is difficult to create.
Yes. Yeah.
Very difficult to create.
Yeah. We've talked a little bit about this. You'll get these in the mail, and you're not able to sign like you used to.
I can't. I broke my neck when I was a kid in high school, and it came back when I was 40, and it paralyzed my right hand. And I mean, I can write, and I can open up a peanut butter jar, but I can't open up a pill bottle or something small. So writing my signature just stinks, and plus I can only sign about 10, and then it starts to hurt. Then it just is a straight line.
So yeah, this is that's a bit of a bummer that for the fans out there who are sending things into DeWayne, unfortunately,
I can't sign them. I would love to, and I feel terrible that I haven't been able to. You know, it's just not. That's not me. I'm not the kind of guy that.
Yeah, you've always been so generous.
And look.
We did it, DeWayne. We did it.
There is
the kid,
Mr. Number 1.
Now,
for a reason.
I wonder if you remember this. There is a version of this card that they call the Purple Hat Variation. Because I guess for part of the run, it was a different color ink or something. I don't know what could have happened, but have you ever heard of Purple Hat Variation? I never heard of
Purple Hat Variation.
Yeah, so sometimes, I guess on a very limited few, that blue actually looks a little more purple.
And I actually thought, he's a great kid too, Kenny is. But I actually thought he was going to be... And here's a rookie
this is a loaded
That's a great rookie right there.
Because that is a really special one too. As terms of pitching goes, this guy must have been...
Yeah, because he was halfway to the plate by the time he let go of the ball.
It's a big unit, yep.
I remember with that All-Star game when he threw one behind Johnny Crook's head.
Yeah.
Crookie turned his helmet around and switched to left-handed or right-handed or something. Oh, that was funny.
So I'm going to ask you a question on the Griffey rookie, because this is something that I've been asked a million times about, and I just wasn't at Upper Deck at the time when this was happening. So there are people who say, we've got an uncut sheet behind us, there are people who say that there were uncut sheets that only featured Ken Griffey Jr. Now, I've never been able to talk to anyone who worked with Upper Deck back then that would say that happened, but did you ever hear of that happening?
I never heard of that happening.
Yeah.
But they were running that thing 24/7.
They were running the presses a lot. Yeah. So talk to me about when this set hits, and it's so different, and it's an instant hit, right?
Oh, it was...
Phone's ringing off the...
Like I said, I'm giving these things out, and people are like, what is this? Wow, this is the best baseball card I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I said, well, you're not going to put it in your bicycle spokes, are you?
No,
That's what I used to do with mine, unless it was Willie Mays or Sandy Koufax.
Yeah. So those early days, people were just going nuts. How did you guys keep up with the demand?
24/7.
Yeah.
We ran the clock, and it was demand.
Yeah.
There was certainly a demand for it.
So this is an interesting card. Luis Medina. And why is this interesting? Because he is card number 2 in this set.
Oh.
Right after Ken Griffey Jr. So
now
I don't think Luis ever panned out.
Look what I found.
Mike Gallego.
Where's his glove?
Oh, interesting. Show that off.
This is one of the error cards. Here's Mike Gallego. You don't often see left-handed second baseman because it's real tough for them to make the throw on the double play.
What other little errors or oddities do you remember from this set?
Matter of fact, I think you just
went through one.
Because that's not Bill Schroeder.
Oh, interesting.
far as I know, I'm pretty sure that's not Bill's rotor. Nope, it's not.
So getting this together and getting it out. I often say it's amazing that there's not more errors in trading cards today because you're in such a crunch to get them out and it's hard to keep up, right?
Yeah. And
so another thing we've talked about are these progressive proofs that you and I have talked about offline, and I've showed you some copies of them. What progressive proofs are marketed as is something that was done back in '89, and they just look kind of black and white.
That would have been '88.
'88, yeah. So do you remember these at all? Are they legit?
I don't think they're legit. I don't remember any progressive proofs.
Yeah.
The only proofs that we have are the three protos that I showed you.
Yeah. Interesting. So buyer beware out there with regard to progressive proofs on the '89 Upper Deck set.
See, now with the Wally Joyner card, see, they changed the Wally Joyner. They didn't change my card because I was so good looking in it to begin with. So they just left the picture, but they did change the Wally Joyner card on both sides.
Now, explain to people who weren't alive back then how big a deal Wally Joyner was back in the day.
Wally came up as a rookie in '86, and that was the year that Angels went to the playoffs and should have went to the series.
Yeah.
And Wally's not really a home run hitter. He's more of a line drive. Great hitter, don't get me wrong, real good hitter. But he was a line drive hitter. But he hit 20-something home runs. So Anaheim Anaheim Stadium was Wally World. They called it. You know, as a matter of fact, I think it was from the
vacation movie.
Vacation, Griswold's.
All right, here's the one we were talking about earlier. This Gary Pettis is so cool because he's actually holding the card, but that can't be. How'd you guys do this?
They took the picture, and then they inset the photograph inside of the card that he was looking at, because he wasn't looking at a Gary Pettis card. He was just looking at a card.
I remember everyone seeing this like, how is this even possible?
The miracle of modern science, let's put it that way.
Awesome. Now, you also played in Toronto. We love our Canadian friends.
Yes.
Tell me some
My mom's Canadian. My brothers are Canadian.
Fun thoughts about playing in Canada.
Well, I was still in the big leagues, number one. California being a laid-back state, we were also a laid-back team. We didn't have to wear suits and stuff while we were traveling. We were allowed to wear dress shoes, Levi's, and a golf shirt with a collared shirt, as long as we had a sport coat. I get over to Toronto, and you got to wear a suit or at least a fancy sport coat everywhere you go, and
that's not your style.
I wasn't planning on. I got married in a suit. I think that was the last one time I had worn it, and so we went into Buffalo because everything was so expensive in Canada.
Oh, that's where you went shopping?
For clothes, yeah. We took off about 6 o'clock in the morning, went to Buffalo, got fitted, got all the clothes, and then brought them back. And then the customs wanted to charge me a tariff. I said, you're not going to, I bought this in my own country. I'll be doggone if you're going to take any money from me for buying something in my own country. And my wife was Canadian. Yeah. And she's like, can't believe that I'm not respecting these guys. And finally, I just picked the whole load up and said, come and get me. And I just threw them in the car and took off. And Diane, my ex-wife, was looking out that back window all the way to Toronto.
Well, this was fun, DeWayne.
Yeah, it was.
We only got one Griffey, but...
We got one Griffey, but look at all the ones you got of me.
Yeah, we got all the devices, so...
See,